Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Now, I'd like to start by saying happy birthday once again.
Thank you.
All right. Why did you choose to celebrate your birthday on April 30th the way you did?
Well, first it was my birthday. I mean, life is worth celebrating, right? Being alive in a time like this, in good health, sound minds, it's a lot to thank God for. That's number one. And then number two, I just wanted to serenade my guests with my kind of music. It's been a while I was on stage, and I thought it was a good opportunity to do like a small listening, performing live, you know.
All right. All right. I like that. Now, what specifically, did you ask God to do for you when you woke up that morning?
That's between me and God.
Your fans would like to know.
I'm not telling them shit. There's nothing they can do about whatever I asked for. Only He
They
can do
may
it. So.
decide to give me prayer.
Oh well, their prayers I accept wholeheartedly. But that's no conversation. It's between me and the big man up there.
All right. Now, what is going to change about you? Is it 40 or 45? What is going to change about you? Now, first, let us get this straight. Are you 40 or you're 45? Because the Wikipedia says you're 45, but we are hearing 40, which is the correct one. So that, I mean,
Does it change anything?
Sometimes it does.
It doesn't change anything. I think we hold too much to age. So you find that people are struggling, and sometimes people will have to lie about their ages so that they feel younger. And then people will have to increase their ages so they feel like they belong. It doesn't matter. I'm a little over 40. I'm not 40. I'm a little over 40.
All right. So what is going to change about
the answers are already there. So.
All right. So what is going to change about you now that you're 45?
Are you asking me stylishly if I'm 45 or you're... I don't understand.
That's what you have on your Wikipedia page.
Okay. Whatever the age is, it really doesn't matter, does it?
All right. Age is just a number. So what is going to change about you now that you're a year older? Let me rephrase the question.
Nothing. I'll just be a better version of myself. That's all.
I love that. Now, how did Jennifer Chioma Eliogu fall in love with acting or showbiz? Let's say showbiz generally.
Okay, showbiz. I was born Anglican. I grew up in the Anglican church, and while in secondary school, I used to be in the choir. And even while I was in the university, I was in the choir. The first Pentecostal, the second where I got born again, I was in the choir. So I always had this thing for music, but I didn't see acting coming. Fortunately for me, I stumbled into acting, and ever since then, I have remained true to that part of me. So many years down the line, I decided there's this, you know how there's something inside of you that needs to find expression. You know what I mean? So I kept writing music. I would write them and just keep them. I go to the studios and have fun, play around a little bit. I never took it seriously until someone in 2012 I decided to professionally do music. And I knew that my forte, my need was with a band. I like to do live, you know, and I found a band. And ever since then,
All right. Now, I need you to tell us about your band and also tell us about some of your popular tracks. You know, someone has said they like Golibe. I can see people mentioning some of your tracks. Yeah. So tell us about your band and some of your songs.
Well, my song, my band is called The Silk.
The what? The Silk?
The Silk Band.
The Silk Band, okay.
The Silk like that, you know. It's a 14-man band when we're complete, but it depends on the event we're catering to or performing at. That determines the number of people we will need for such an event. And we have performed for certain kinds of people, mature minds. My music appeals more to the mature mind, age irrespective. The mature mind can be 20-year-old, can be 18, can be 60. I just do music for the mature mind. You know, and, my songs, minister, you can relate. They're relatable. I do a lot of jazzy, Afro jazz. I do a lot of African stuff, Igbo songs, high life in a very jazzy way. I do a little bit of R&B. I do inspirational songs. Every of the songs it's love, peace, unity together, and chakara. like that song. Somebody mentioned. I recorded a few days to my mind. I kept humming that song. It kept coming to my mind, and then I called my producer, Didi Moon. I said, "Let's go to the studio." And we went in there. We came up with something soft and smooth, and people really like it. It's an audio mark right now, and I'm glad people are loving it. People are asking for a video and stuff like that. We're coming. We're coming.
All right. I'll leave you to tell us about your other tracks. You know, your other popular tracks.
I have a song like Perfect. That song is you know, it's like a mid-tempo kind of. The usual me is the slow and steady, but once in a while I do songs like Doshet, I do songs like Azuh, so that people can actually dance. You know what I mean? The songs like Ifemanya, pure R&B, and most times that I've performed it, it's at weddings because it's a love song. It's a beautiful love song, you know. So songs to suit every occasion, every.
All right. Now, Jennifer Eliogu sings. She also asks, which of the two do you really prefer?
I also compare events.
Yes, I said that earlier, but I need us to look at acting and the singing. Which of those two do you prefer?
It's difficult to say. Acting have become acting, and acting is me. Can't I don't know. It brought me this far, and I'm not letting go. The thing is, you can act at whatever age as long as you're healthy, and you can still carry on. It's a beautiful thing. But you see, with music, it's a totally different book. You sing from the inside. With acting, you are interpreting someone else's, like it's a character that you're in. It's make believe. But with music, it's either you have it or you don't. And with music, when you're on stage, if you do live, you're more expressive. There's no director to say, don't raise your hand too high. Don't laugh when you're saying that. You know? You understand? There's no cut action. You just go out there and you just unleash that thing inside of you that needs expression. You know, so I can't choose one over the other. No, I can't. It's difficult.
Interesting. Now, I need you to take us back a little. You know, I need you to tell us about your first time on any movie location. You know, your first time on a movie set. What happened? You know, what was the experience like and stuff?
It was sometime in '97. I actually joined the industry in '97, but didn't start acting till about '98. Now, a friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine, our fathers were friends. You know, they both belonged to People's Club. So we grew up and then we became friends as well. My friend, Princess Bibiana, her father is the late Igwe of Nokwa. She was going for an audition. Bibiana Wampo. Princess Bibiana.
I remember her.
So, yeah. So she was going for an audition. I think she's with the State House now. She's
a politician now.
So she invited me and said, "Oh, I'm going for I've gone for audition. We're going for rehearsals. Why don't you come with me?" At that time, I had a small car because my dad had gifted me a small car for, I think it was my 17th, 18th birthday. So I drove that. And then they were doing rehearsals. Then it was supposed to be Jerry Amilo's production called or something like that. Aligom, that's it. So what happened then? She was one of those people who would play karate, and you know, like what I said, why is it that those people over there they are reading lines, but people are over here doing karate and all that? She said, no, that's why they put at it. I said, if I would do this, I would want to be there where I will speak so people can hear me. So I walked up to Jerry and I said to Jerry, "Good evening, sir. I understand you finished what you call audition, but is it possible that I can read like those people?" And he says, "What's your name?" And he said, "Okay, come tomorrow." So the next day at 10 o'clock, I dressed up nicely and I went back. His character at that time was Charlie Boy. That was the lead character. So they gave me a script I read and everybody clapped, and I'm wondering, why are they clapping? They gave me another script I read, everybody clapped. I'm looking at my friend, what's going on? The third time they clapped, I'm like, okay. So Jerry says, you know what? This is the character we've been looking for all the while to play the lead. So you have the role. Just like that, just like that, was 97. Well, unfortunately, that movie never saw the light of day. Then I learned how to go for auditions. So I started going for auditions now. Myself and my friend will go for any audition. You know, way back then, you'll be like 2,000 of you struggling to be in a movie that has only a cast of probably 15. So if you got it at that time, you got it on merit. Not because you knew anybody or because you were fine face or because you were rich, nothing. It has to be purely on merit. You know, so all of a sudden I landed that role, my very first film, House on Fire. I was going to act along stars at that time like Epika Siebu, Gloria Anokie, Francis Juru. I was so excited. These were big stars and small me having to go act with them, and I was going to play the lead. Oh my God. And then we were going to shoot in Jobs. It was a beautiful experience. And after House on Fire, where we are today.
Interesting. Now, what would you say has kept you going as an actress?
I'm sure this will sound very cliche, but truthfully, the grace of God, first and foremost. And then I guess my originality. I think I'm true to myself. To the best of my knowledge, I'm just real to myself. Where I go in there, I do what I know how to do. Once I'm off stage, there are no edges. I'm just me. And I come like, I'm just real when I act. I think that's what it is. I'm real. Any character I get, it doesn't matter whether it's one scene or 100 scenes, I give the best at every point in time. That's me speaking for myself now, you know. I think that's one of the things that has kept me. And being level-headed, when I'm on set, I'm very respectful to my director, to my producer. I know where to draw the lines anyway. So when I get upset on set, they know somebody has crossed her. But other than that, I give maximum cooperation. When I'm on set, I'm a real person. I don't wear any airs, you know, like living on the edge and all that. No, I don't. So people always want to look with me.
I like that. Now, what is the commonest mistake that most actresses make?
I think that will depend on what aspects.
Generally, let's
Generally,
look at it practically.
I some of us don't know when to wear off the hood. You know what I mean? Like the difference between when you're on stage, when you're on set, and when you are off set. Some people carry that same attitude. Like if I play a no-nonsense woman on set, I come off set and I'm still feeling like a no-nonsense. You don't know how to step. They don't know how to get off their high horses. So you find that the roles that we play in movies, some of them want to replicate it in real life. So there's this struggle to stay, to become, to dominate, to a lot of us live on the edge, not just actresses, actors in general. Some don't know when to get up, like, okay, but come back to reality. A lot of people don't know how. So you find that they live on the edge because you need to keep living that life that you live on screen, especially if one is opportune to play those, affluent actors. I think
All
that's
right. All right. What does Jennifer like most about being an actress?
I like the fact that I'm able to be someone else every time I get on set. I could be a lawyer today. I could be a doctor tomorrow. I could be a mad woman. I played a mad woman before. Come and see my salute along the road. Because and people will come and say, don't play that role again. It doesn't fit you. And that's what makes it beautiful. I've played a police officer. I've played a lawyer. I've played a mother. I've played a grandmother. I've played practically everything. It's just fun when you have to wear off the real you, step aside, step into another character, and become someone else.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. Now, what don't you like about being an actress?
What I like the fact that your privacy is intruded into. Everybody thinks they have a right to know everything about you. Everybody thinks they have a right to talk to you however they want to. They pry into your privacy, like they feel you shouldn't have a life because that's what I don't like. Because naturally, I'm a private person.
All right. What is the greatest thing that acting has done for you? The greatest thing that acting has done for you.
I think two things. First, the same doors that acting open for you. It's here for you to maximize those opportunities. Acting is like a springboard to greater. So it's for you to use your star power positively. It's good to know that as an actor, you're an influencer. How you choose to influence depends on you. Are you going to rub off on people the right way, the positive way, or not? I like the fact that I can bring the aspect of me bringing youths together, speaking to them, and they actually listen to me. It makes me happy that I'm able to contribute in that aspect. I'm able to have an NGO and I do written visitations. You walk in and people are like, what is she doing? But you speak and they listen. You pray with them, they accept you. It's just a beautiful thing. For me, that's what matters to me. That I'm able to use this platform to do certain things that ordinarily it wouldn't have been easy to do. That's a good thing. But I don't abuse privilege. Much as I'm an actor and celebrity, I don't abuse that privilege.
All right. What would you have wanted acting to do for you that it has not done?
Well, we're working every day. You're wishing to get better than you were yesterday. If there's one height I would want to attain in my acting career is Hollywood. Big time Hollywood. Yeah, I would love to, and I know that we're getting slowly but surely. Yeah, that's it. What can be better? And I always say that whatever height I attain in my acting or singing career, may it not keep me away from the presence of God. I would never forget that kind of celebrity status that makes you forget your soul. I don't know. So I'm always conscious.
Interesting. Now, to have a taste of success as an actress, what must one do?
I don't think you have to do much. You see, I get messages from very young actors, intending actors, and actresses especially, who say, "Oh, please, I want to act. I don't have to do it. I know I can be a good actress. I just need to." Everybody is in a hurry. There's no need for the hurry. There's a lot of us were predestined to become who we are today. That's the truth. So you find that when people are in a hurry and they jump into acting and they attain that success, getting to that level is thinking, maintaining that level is a completely different ballgame. So you find that if you're acting, you will definitely catch up. So if you're intending to be an actor or an actress and you walk in, don't do much. You believe in yourself. You know that you have the talent. Once try to clean up your act. If you have to go to an acting school, beautiful, because when you go to acting schools, what it does for you is that it opens up opportunities where other people know what your capabilities and they're able to recommend you. Or even the art school can begin to use you in their own personal productions, spending discovery from every other. So I think that there really isn't much would do is working on yourself and perfecting your art, and then believing God to take you to greater heights.
Interesting. Which has been your most memorable role and why?
This is, I've had a couple of very memorable roles. I'm telling you, when I played the mad woman in the movie, it was it was crazy for me, like, and then there's too many of them. And then there was one time I had to play a grandmother. When Doko called me from Rock Studios to play that character, I'm like, how would you want me to play a grandma? Hell no, that is going to make me look older. People are going to think I'm older. I made all sorts of excuses, but she was persistent, and I eventually played it. So that opened up a new chapter in my career. I started playing all those motherly roles, mama, elephant mom, daughter wanting to get married. At every point there's a new chapter, there's something new, and so there's so many memorable roles that I have played at times. Recently I played a cougar, being that rich dating rock toy boy, loving him crazily, him at the end of the day messing me up, and then me teaching him a lesson. It was nice. So
all right. Now, so far, which of your roles will you describe as your worst and why? Your worst role and why?
I can't think of any. I can't think of any. But I once played an umbrella game. Okay. I once played maybe 20 or 18 years ago. I played an umbrella. And I remember my friends would tease me, this umbrella, which kind of umbrella? I see you know what I mean. But hey, I don't know. I enjoyed it at that point in time.
Okay. Now, who gave you the greatest support? I mean, when you launched into showbiz, one individual, that gave you the greatest support.
My mother.
What did she
say? My dad was out against my acting. He always thought I was going to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer, but then I stumbled into acting while I was doing diploma, and I got carried away. I stopped going to school. I just faced acting. And my mom, my school was very hard. She's always been a strict man. But my mom kept saying, have you prayed about it? Are you sure this is the right thing? Can I pray with you? I just need you to be sure so you don't regret anything in the future. She didn't say, go ahead and act, it's okay. But she kept nudging me. I need you to listen to that inner self, listen to that inner voice. Be sure that this is what you want to do. I'll keep praying for you. That was the best thing that happened to me. So when my dad was screaming and shouting, and you cannot, you know, my dad is a typical Igbo chief from Anambra. It was almost taboo that his daughter will go into the cinema. Oh my God. It was crazy.
All right. So how eventually were you and your mom able to convince your father to back down?
My mom was not, she didn't want to involve herself. She just kept praying for me, advising me, don't do those things that make people think this profession is bad. You know, don't do anything that will bring shame to the family. You know, she just kept advising and praying for me. And because I needed to show my dad that I went into this, he wouldn't change who I am. I still know that I'm your daughter and I respect the family name. I promised him I was going to be responsible. I wasn't going to be a bad girl. You know, those kind of things. I kept promising. It took a long time. It took years. Right now, he had to resign because, you know, I'm an adult and it has paid off anyway. Do you understand? But it doesn't even bother him because he doesn't need anything from me. And right now, when he calls me, I say, answer yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? He doesn't need anything from me, but I know that deep down he's proud of me. Yes.
Interesting.